Welcome to episode 9 of the Canna Machine podcast, the show about CBD and the canna industry. And I'm your host, Gary Cannaday. So, whether you're a CBDer, canna curious, or blazing your own trail, there's something for you here. In this episode, I chat to 3 brands who picked up awards for their products at the latest Hemp and CBD Expo. I meet Sam and Georgina from BNatural. They share some insights into their brand, the importance of product testing, and make some predictions for the future. I also meet Brett Horth, CEO of GreenStem, an award-winning and one of the larger UK CBD brands. And in the last section, I chat to Louis from Herbl, who is launching a range of CBD jams, pickles and peanut butter. First up, it's Brett Horth, CEO of GreenStem. The brand has quickly established themselves as a major player in the UK CBD industry. With national distribution, award-winning products, and swanky expo stands to boot, GreenStem rarely go unnoticed. And I'm here with Brett from GreenStem. Thanks for agreeing to talk to me today.
No problem.
So, can you tell me a little bit about your business and some background?
So GreenStem is only about a year old. My brother and I started the business in October 2018 when we'd given our mother some CBD, and she's suffered from arthritis and a bad back. And 3 days after taking it, the pain in her back had subsided, and she had the best night's sleep she had for a very, very long time. So it had a really positive effect on her, and we looked into it, and it was something that we were very, very keen on exploring further.
Did you start with a single product originally, or did you launch with a range of products?
We launched with a range of vape liquids, some oil tinctures, bath bombs, and lip balms. So there was four products we launched with.
We're here at your stand, and it has a real sort of organic sort of feel to it. Is that something you've been working on with the image?
Yeah, there's the look and the feel, but there's also the ingredients we use, the packaging. We're very mindful of what goes into the brand and the products.
And in the last year or so, have you seen any sort of developments in the UK sort of market?
I think it's still a very new industry. There's a lot to learn and a lot to understand, and I think education is key for any business.
And where do you see the sort of products going? Do you see certain types of people buying certain types of products?
Yeah, I think there's many products for many different types of people and used for very, very different things. There's the sporting arena for fit recovery. I've used CBD oil myself when I've gone skiing, and it's made my skiing experience a lot more pleasurable, not so achy joints. And then you've got beverages. You've got so many different product applications, and so many different reasons why people might want to use CBD. In terms of your business, are you an online and bricks and mortar business right now? We are. We have an online website, greenstemcbd.com, and we're also listed in over 350 stores, Boots chemists, and we're in talks with other major high street retailers as well.
It's seen as a lot of people's goals to get products into major supermarkets and large stores. So how are you able to achieve this?
I think it's the right place, right time. I also think that we have a very genuine, effective product, and the feedback so far is really, really positive.
I've also heard that Boots are very rigorous with their testing.
Can you
tell me a bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. It's obviously proper testing certificates of analysis. We also test in-house. We have HPLC machines and a regulatory team in-house. Also labelling as well. Boots are very particular, obviously, with what's on the label and what's not on the label. But yeah, it's all good.
So are you effectively sort of a lab originally, and then you've created the product to push out to...
No, we're actually a vaping business. So we've, our other business, Vaporiz, we've been in the business for 8 years. We employ 120 people. We have shops, we have manufacturing, testing facilities, and of course CBD, Greenstem being our brand, and Canna Creations being our manufacturing and white label facility.
Okay, and where we're sitting right now, it's a little bit like a sort of a cafe, maybe a dispensary.
Yeah.
Are there any plans to open dispensaries at all?
Not currently. I mean, we, as I mentioned, we have a chain of vape stores. We're going to be testing CBD products. We are testing CBD products in there at the moment. But I think the market is a little bit too young for dedicated CBD shops unless they're in very specific locations like London.
Lots of people here who are thinking of starting a little brand, maybe doing private label or white label brand. Do you have any tips for somebody coming into this industry right now?
If you're going to work with somebody, work with a reputable supplier, do your research. My biggest piece of advice is go and visit them, go and see their facilities, and then you'll know. It is very difficult for people starting up. It's not an easy get-rich-quick scheme. One of the biggest problems is getting a merchant bank account, and even a standard bank account, and payment processing is a difficult process.
And is it the same in the vaping industry, or is it quite mainstream with vaping?
Vaping industry has been around a while. This is very similar to how vaping was, 7 or 8 years ago, and there's a lot of similarities. But if you believe in what you're doing, then I'm all for it.
CBD vape lounges, is that something you see popping up all over the UK?
I think it's too early to say. It's such an early point in the industry's lifespan, and it's very exciting, but it's very early stages. So
the legal side and regulations can be quite confusing, especially for new retailers moving into this space. I
have a lot of sympathy. It's confusing for me, and I'm in this industry, day in, day out. Yeah, I think it's a case of let's wait and see. Brexit is obviously at the forefront of everyone's minds, certainly the government. I don't think much is going to happen this year.
What will happen next 5 years? What will happen next 5 years?
You've got a crystal ball. What do you think is going to happen in the next 5 years in the UK in terms of the canna industry generally?
Well, I would hope that it doesn't be put under novel foods. If it does, we'll deal with that. I would hope that a similar piece of legislation, like the Tobacco Products Directive, is put in place. But it's fair, so it gives startups the opportunity to grow in this new market.
And one other area that confuses people in this industry is advertising. Now, you probably know this, you can't advertise on Google pay-per-click or Facebook pay-per-click.
Yeah.
Amazon won't accept CBD products. In terms of advertising online, are there areas that you found effective that are open for people to advertise in this industry?
The options are limited. Like you say, the vaping industry and the CBD industry are kind of I think really unfairly targeted. Certainly vaping is categorised as a tobacco product, which clearly it's not. It doesn't contain tobacco. But options really are limited. Organic search is one of the main opportunities. I think there are opportunities for affiliate marketing. CBD you can advertise, in the newspaper. You don't have as many restrictions as you do with vaping. So I think it's make hay while the sun shines and try and make use of those opportunities.
That's interesting because I assumed that you couldn't advertise CBD products on the radio, but most people I've spoken to here seem to think it would be possible.
I know that CBD products have recently been advertised on Sky Television, so that certainly is possible.
Finally, if people want to get in touch and find out more about the brand, where should they head?
So greenstemcbd.com and also cannacreations.co.uk for the white label side.
It's brilliant. Thanks for that.
Pleasure.
Cheers. Next up, I meet Sam and Georgina from BNatural, a family business that sell face oil drops, capsules and balms, to name but a few. I caught up with the duo at the Hemp Cooperative stand at the Birmingham NEC. Thanks for agreeing to talk to me today, guys. Do you want to just run me through a few of the products that you sell and give me a bit of background about your business?
Yeah, okay, so we started off 12 months ago with the aim to provide quality, cheap products, just niche products as well. So we start off with our tinctures, make our own capsules infused with different terpenes. We just launched a new citrus infusion, water soluble. So the water soluble is 100% natural. It's flavoured with watermelon and passion fruit, and then it's enhanced further with cannabis terpenes and flavonoids.
Okay, so incorrect to refer to it as an oil.
It's not an oil, so it's
not
water
an oil,
soluble.
okay.
Yeah. So it's purified water with all the flavour into the water soluble.
We've got a face oil which is got no nasties in it. It's completely natural. It's got jojoba, rose hip, geranium and orange oil. Just absorbs really nicely into the skin, and people seem to be giving it really good feedback.
I think there's a market for good quality, natural cosmetics. You know, there's more than one way of taking in CBD. Your skin's got its own endocannabinoid system. So, yeah, the massage oil is actually called Relax. So it's much more for sort of maybe after the gym or after a long day at work, just bath and go to bed. Some people actually put it on their pillows, don't they?
Yeah, well, lavender, everyone knows what we like lavender for.
Regulations in the UK can be a bit confusing. Did you come up against any challenges when you were launching your product?
Every day. Every day there's something new, but I think that's what keeps it interesting. Just stick to the rules, man. Get your lab test done. If you're launching a cosmetic, get them safety tested, all that sort of stuff. Just do the best you can. We're a part of Canapo, but we're self-regulated. Whether we're with these guys or not, we're a self-regulated company.
Okay, and obviously slightly different with topicals.
Well, it was tricky to find somebody who would do the lab testing, wasn't it? We did have to look for a few different providers before one would agree to do it with the CBD content already inside.
But it's just the uncertainty. This is what it all boils down to. People are scared to get involved with the CBD because of the regulations from the EU and stuff. But you know, as far as the company that we use is concerned, as long as the CBD is under 0.2%, they can put it through and market as safe, which it is. The run-up to this show, we've invested just over £1,000 just on lab tests and cosmetic safety reports, so when people come to us at the show, we know that everything's up to date. Keep the test rolling once every 6 to 8 weeks, so we haven't got to keep ploughing loads of money into it at once, so it's a constant trickle. So everything's just up to date all the time.
What will happen next 5 years? What will happen next 5 years?
Complete legalisation.
That's the dream. Complete legalisation of the whole plant, not just CBD. You're talking THC everything.
Not pharmaceutical medicine.
I think it's going to be very different myself. I don't think we're going to see many small companies. I think it's all going to be like big companies. Sadly, because it was the small companies that built the industry to start with. But who knows? Who knows what's going to happen tomorrow, let alone in 5 years? We just don't know. In an ideal world, if I'm looking into my crystal ball, complete legalisation, but regulated legalisation. It's got to be regulated, no matter whether it's for cannabis, CBD. It's got to be regulated to make it safe. We're all for legalisation of THC and education and compliance. That's what we're about.
In this final section, I meet Louis from Herbl. As long queues formed at the Herbl stand, 12 months of hard work was clearly paying off. Hear how Louis took a family recipe and turned it into an award-winning CBD edible.
We are a CBD edibles manufacturer. We manufacture very unique edibles. We have jams, chutneys, and peanut butters. They're all handmade, and it all started from our little family story of I graduated from university, and at that time my mother was diagnosed with fibromyalgia. In finding this information out, I decided to jump into various scientific journals, any bit of research I can get my hands on, and I found that CBD was a recurring factor. But doing that, I got my mum to try it. It helped her alleviate some pains. I mean, it's not a cure, but it helped her. However, she hated the taste. She couldn't deal with it. And one day I came downstairs and she was putting it on her jam toast in the morning, and my mind exploded. And I thought, you know what? I'm just going to go for it. Let's do this.
Tell me a little bit about the process of getting your products approved.
I mean, we've faced a lot of hurdles. We've actually been doing this for over a year, and we've actually only launched about 8 weeks ago now. One of our main hurdles was the misconceptions of CBD. They didn't understand what it was. Some people thought it was a drug. In dealing with the local authority, which is our local council, they just didn't understand the concepts of what we were doing, so we were the first doing it. There was no diversity. It was gummy bears and maybe the chocolate bar here and there. When we started, there wasn't much. We wanted something that you can incorporate into your everyday life. So these are products that you can have for breakfast, lunch and dinner. Your jams and your porridge, your toast in the morning.
What will happen next 5 years? What will happen?
In terms of this industry, I'm a firm believer that things are going to go up. It's very saturated at the moment with oils, but in the next 5 years, I think THC is going to start coming into play, possibly. I think there'll definitely be some regulatory framework for edibles, and I feel this market needs innovation. Given that we're a small business, I mean, personally, I would like the money to test intrinsically absolutely everything in each batch. Obviously, being a small business, we can't do that just yet, but I'm looking to do so, and I think that's how people should be thinking, is how they can better their quality, better the mindset. What I do now differently, in terms of now, I would still be releasing my current products because I feel it's just about getting ready for it. In terms of someone else on a completely new business, I will be looking into more the actual production and harvesting of this. Maybe even look into grow ops or something.
Okay, brilliant. And finally, if people want to get in touch with you, where should they go?
They should go to Instagram on herbl.cbd, herbl.co.uk.
Thanks a lot, Louis. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed hearing about those award-winning CBD brands. And until next time, stay lucky.